Lucky underwear and dirty socks. Race car drivers can be as ritualistic as ball players with their lucky clothing. If something they wore coincided with a great run, they'll wear it again and again. Many will don the same fireproof underwear, socks, or t-shirt during a hot streak. Got your first win in red undies? Congrats! Those just became a permanent lucky charm. Wash them if you must, but they're sticking around. Drivers admit this stuff. One racer wore the same tee every weekend he finished top 10, until a bad race sent it to the trash. Lore goes further. F1 champ Alan Jones was said to rely on a pair of red underpants, and they were said to be rushed to him when misplaced. In NASCAR garages, you'll hear of left sock last rituals or lucky gloves saved for race day. It's funky, it's quirky, and if the driver believes those lucky drawers help them focus, who are we to argue? The color green is unlucky. The green car hex goes back more than a century. Many point to 1920, when Indianapolis 500 winner Gaston Chevrolet was later killed at Beverly Hills while reportedly driving a green car, as a key seed of the myth. In NASCAR's early years, the fear persisted. Larry Mann, the series' first on-track fatality, 1952, drove a bright green Hudson nicknamed the Green Hornet. Over time, results blunted the Taboo. Darrell Waltrip proved very successful in the green and white Mountain Dew or Gatorade number 11 cars, including his early 80s championships, and Harry Gant's green and white Skoal, Bandit number 33, became an instantly recognizable, iconic livery. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. has said he'd been warned about green, then raced green cars anyway, without noticing any special bad luck. The superstition lingers with old-timers, but modern sponsorships have made green commonplace and often successful. $50 bills bring bad omens. Racing folklore insists $50 bills are cursed money at the track. The most cited tale claims that when two-time champion Joe Weatherly died at Riverside in 1964, officials found two $50 bills in his uniform. But that detail has never been documented in contemporary reports. That story is unverified. Even the NASCAR Hall of Fame notes it's never been conclusively proven. But the legend stuck. Plenty of stars adopted the superstition anyway. Dale Earnhardt Sr. was widely said to refuse $50 bills, and Dale Jr. has publicly said he picked up that quirk from his dad. Whether you view it as gallows humor or genuine jinx, teams have been known to decline a $50 on race weekends. The Talladega Curse. Talladega Superspeedway is a high-banked palace of speed, and, some say, a haunted one. Local lore claims the 2.66-mile Alabama Oval sits on land cursed by a Native American medicine man, though this story has no documented historical basis. Folklore aside, Talladega's history feels spooky. In 1973, former champion Bobby Isaac famously parked his car mid-race and walked away, later saying a voice told him to get out. That same afternoon, rookie Larry Smith was killed in a seemingly routine single-car crash, deepening the track's ominous reputation. Since then, Talladega has produced colossal multi-car wrecks, hair-raising close calls, and even off-track oddities, like Bobby Allison's 1987 fence-shredding crash at Talladega, which became a key trigger for NASCAR's adoption of restrictor plate racing in 1988. Whether you chalk it up to geometry and pack racing or something otherworldly, fans lean into the legend, especially around Halloween, because those towering banks really do feel like they're keeping secrets. Triskaidekaphobia, car number 13. Racers are as wary of 13 as anyone, maybe more. For decades, many teams avoided car number 13, and the stat sheet hasn't helped its case. In the Cup Series, number 13 has more than 650 starts but only 2 official points race wins. Most famously, Johnny Rutherford's 1963 Daytona 125-mile qualifier, which then counted for points, plus a small handful of top 5s and top 10s. The superstition is old. In 1962, superstar Joe Weatherly pushed Darlington to promote the Southern 500 as the 12th renewal, rather than the 13th. And while a few modern teams have run 13 full-time, for example, Germain Racing, the number still makes some folks twitchy, historically even leading some tracks to omit a 13th pit stall label, though that practice has mostly disappeared today. The Truck Series has softened the myth a bit. See Johnny Sauter's success in the 13, but in Cup, unlucky 13 remains hard to shake. Women in the pits. Old school taboo. Once upon a time, a woman in the pits was said to bring bad luck. In stock car racing's rough and tumble early decades, when old sailor myths and track fairground superstitions bled together, some crews truly believed ladies in the pits jinxed a team. You'll hear hand-me-down stories of drivers wrecking after spotting a woman on pit road, and of crews quietly telling wives and girlfriends to wait outside the garage. As historian Buzz McKim has noted, It was a widely held superstition, not a written rule. Times changed. Today, women are everywhere in NASCAR. Drivers, engineers, mechanics, officials, owners, and the bad omen notion is rightly in the dustbin. Still, when old-timers swap tails, this relic of a belief pops up as a reminder of how deeply superstition once ran in the sport. No pre-race photos, please. Believe it or not, many veteran racers avoided pre-race photos. The idea was that a picture before strapping in tempted fate, almost like posing for a memorial portrait. Morbid, we know. In the sport's early riskier era, some crews and drivers saw cameras on the grid as bad mojo, preferring to save the shutter for the victory shot. NASCAR lore backs this up. Plenty of drivers didn't like their photo taken before a race, and some teams discouraged last pictures beside the car. Today, the grid is full of selfies and TV hits, but the old caution survives in passed-down stories. As the saying went, take the winner's photo, not the farewell photo. Nobody wanted to jinx a driver by acting like it might be their last ride. No good luck kisses before the race. That romantic pre-race smooch might seem sweet, but in NASCAR tradition, it was often a no-no before the green. Many drivers believed a goodbye kiss from a wife or girlfriend could jinx them, as if you were saying farewell, perhaps forever. Historian Buzz McKim recalls that, in the old days, plenty of racers preferred no kiss on the grid. The superstition likely grew from real danger. When racing was deadlier, a good luck kiss felt too final. Some couples improvised rituals, a quick hug, a nod, or a tap on the roof. Not everyone followed it, of course, and with safety better now, you'll still see kisses before big races. But a few traditionalists save it for victory lane, choosing not to court bad luck with a premature peck, just in case the racing gods are watching. No shaving on race day. If a driver shows up looking a bit scruffy, it might not be style, it might be superstition. For generations, shaving on race morning has been taboo. The lore traces to 1930s racer George "Doc" McKenzie, who reportedly shaved off his lucky goatee in Milwaukee, then died in a crash later that day. Racing folklore tied the misfortune to the shave, and the no-razor habit stuck. Even now, you'll notice playoff beards and Sunday stubble, part fashion and part folklore. Icons played into it too. Dale Earnhardt rarely parted with his mustache, and Jimmy Johnson often ran a beard during title runs. Coincidence? Superstitious minds say no. Better to embrace the scruff than risk angering the racing gods with a razor, a tiny ritual that helps settle nerves when the stakes rise. No peanut shells at the track. Peanuts are long-standing bad juju in American racing, but the exact origin is murky. The oft-repeated story links the taboo to two 1937 crashes, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and Nashville, Tennessee, where peanut shells were seen in the wreckage. But contemporary reports don't mention peanuts, and historians note the superstition predates 1937. What's clear is that in the fair track era, shells commonly rained down from grandstands into pit areas, and teams came to ban peanut shells from their pits. Many racers, including Dale Earnhardt Sr., were known to avoid in-shell peanuts on race day, though shelled peanuts are generally considered fine. You may still find in-shell peanuts at some venues, but bringing shells into a pit box is a quick way to make enemies and to spook the superstitious. Good luck charms and talismans. Drivers try all kinds of charms in their cars. It might be a shiny coin, a rabbit's foot, a saint's medallion, or some goofy trinket, anything for a mental edge. NASCAR history has classics. Dale Earnhardt's Lucky Penny, handed to him by a 6-year-old fan, was glued to his dash the day he finally won the Daytona 500. In the first Southern 500, 1950, winner Johnny Mance was reported to have a good luck doll on the dash for the 500-mile grind. Earlier still, racing lore says Pete DiPaolo tied his child's baby shoes under the car and swore that the one time he removed them, he crashed badly. It's not just drivers. Pit crews and owners keep tokens too. St. Christopher medals were once near standard, and period write-ups noted many cars carried a medal, rabbit's foot, or coin. Do trinkets affect a 200-mile-per-hour stock car? Nope. Do they settle nerves at 200 miles per hour? Absolutely. Secret handshakes and butt pats. NASCAR teams are a superstitious bunch, and their pre-race rituals can be creative. Tony Stewart joked in the early 2000s about a tongue-in-cheek good luck routine with the Harvicks. A playful pat and group laugh, saying it wasn't unusual in their friend circle. He went on to win a championship around that era. More common are the handshakes or fist bumps that must be done. Many drivers make a point of shaking the crew chief's hand. If they forget, they'll hop back out to do it. Sports car legend Bill Adams said he always shook his chief's hand on the grid. If they'd won doing it, they never skipped it. Some teams have a specific high-five sequence or a short chant to lock and focus. Call it silly or superstitious, but when a ritual precedes wins, nobody dares change it. Same way in, same way out. Racers are creatures of habit, so it's no surprise many cling to how they climb into the car. If doing it a certain way preceded a good run, they'll repeat it religiously. Plenty insist on always entering from the same side and following the same belt order every time. Nico Hülkenberg and Mark Webber, in F1, were known for side-specific entries. Juan Pablo Montoya has followed a consistent in-and-buckle routine. In NASCAR, there's only one window, but drivers still have rituals. Which leg goes in first, how they settle, even the exact steering wheel grip. Outside the car, Dale Earnhardt Sr. had a quirk. When he left a building, he exited the same door he used to enter. His private good luck rule. Break the pattern, and you might feel off all race. So if someone awkwardly re-enters to do it over, it isn't about comfort. It's about keeping Lady Luck on their side by sticking to the script. Suited up just right, dress rituals. Getting dressed can turn into ritual. Some drivers swear by a precise order, every single time. Brian Scott once mentioned a superstition hearing about superstition. Some drivers believe the right side carries the luck. So, right sock, right pant leg, right glove first, then the left. Many do similar things without admitting it, an almost OCD-like routine to lock in. Others lean quirky. Mismatched shoes or socks on purpose. Ex-F1 driver Alex Vortz was famous for 2 different colored shoes, or even one glove inside out for luck. The logic is simple. If it worked once, do it again. By suiting up the same way on a good day, drivers hope to recreate the magic. To outsiders, it looks silly, someone fussing over which shoe to tie first, but in their minds, it could be the difference between victory and an early wreck. In NASCAR's pressure cooker, even a tiny superstition can feel like an edge. Pre-race food rituals and taboos. Never underestimate a racer's stomach. Sterling Marlin swore by a bologna sandwich before every race. He ate one before both of his Daytona 500 wins, so it stuck as his lucky meal. Many drivers repeat a specific menu when it's working. A certain energy bar, fried chicken from a favorite joint, even mom's spaghetti. Flip side, some foods get blacklisted. A quirky short-track belief is no chicken around the car. Chicken equals cowardice, so some avoid it on race day. Another paddock tale involves a sprint car team eating McDonald's and getting wrecked during the race, later vowing never again. Rumored to have stuck to that belief for decades. Even timing becomes ritual. Same snack, same clock each week. Sure, it's probably in their heads, but when a diet precedes a win, racers will chow the same thing until the streak breaks. Dashboard taboos. No lucky trinkets. Here's a superstition that flips the script. Some drivers refuse to tape fan-gifted charms on the car. 4-leaf clovers, coins, notes. On the dashboard, they're a kiss of death. Sounds odd, wouldn't a charm help? But superstition isn't logical. Mark Martin has joked about superstitions, suggesting sometimes a lucky charm can backfire. A belief shared by some drivers who avoid taping items to the car. Many quietly agree. Keep rabbit's feet and clovers in your pockets, not on the machine. Sure, there are exceptions. Dale Earnhardt's glued penny is the famous counterexample. But for every lucky penny, there's a jinx story. As the saying goes, if you physically attach a lucky item to the car, you're daring fate. Safer play, keep rituals intangible and leave the dash charm-free. Full moon equals crazy race. Even the moon gets blamed when races go wild. It's a running joke in NASCAR. If a night is crash-filled or bizarre, someone mutters, "full moon." Plenty of racers and officials harbor the belief that a bright lunar disk brings more wrecks, odd failures, and general chaos, especially at short tracks. Is it statistically true? Probably not. We just notice the mayhem more on those nights. Still, you'll see crew chiefs glance skyward and shake their heads when the moon is big and bright and their driver just missed a 12-car pileup. Call it werewolf logic if you like. Stock cars seem to act up under lunar light, or so the folklore says. Next time a night race goes sideways, check the calendar. If it's full, you've got a ready-made explanation the paddock has used for decades. Talking to the race car. Drivers treat their machines like living teammates. You'll catch them talking to the car, "Come on, baby, hold together," or giving a pep talk on the grid. Some do it privately, others own it. Valentino Rossi famously kneels by his bike pre-race for a quiet chat to focus. In NASCAR, radios capture drivers urging the car home when fuel or tires are fading. "Just a little more, girl. We've got this." Teams even name cars, deepening the bond. For example, Dale Earnhardt Jr. nicknamed his favorite car Amelia and spoke about her like a real person. Half prayer, half pep rally. The habit suggests that respecting the machine might invite a little luck from the racing gods. Endearing? Absolutely. Silly? Maybe. But alone at 180 miles per hour, a one-on-one conversation can steady the nerves, and sometimes it feels like it works. Knocking on wood. Even NASCAR's top brass aren't above a little knock on wood. Former President Bill France Jr. was known to rap a tabletop before big meetings or pronouncements. Drivers and crew do it too. If someone dares say, "We've had no engine failures all year," major jinx, teammates instantly knock the nearest tool chest or bench. It's the old habit to ward off bad luck after a bold claim. In the garage, it's often chased with a laugh. You'd better knock on wood after saying that. One anecdote. A crew chief bragged on the radio how smooth the run was. The spotter shot back, "Find wood now." Lighthearted, yes, but deeply ingrained. From engineers to TV commentators, everyone plays along. Racing karma can be feisty, and a quick rattle of knuckles is the community's antidote to tempting fate. The Anti-Superstition Superstition. Here's the twist. Some drivers are superstitious about not being superstitious. They avoid rituals on purpose, fearing that reliance on a charm could psych them out if the routine breaks. Some sports car veterans put it plainly. They try not to be superstitious so they aren't rattled when things aren't the same. Another driver ditched a lucky coin, worrying, "What if I forget it one day?" Martin Truex Jr. likewise says he has no superstitions. He doesn't want his mind trapped by routines. Many modern drivers echo that line. Prep consistently, then roll with it. They've seen teammates melt down when a token goes missing. They'd rather not give luck that power. Of course, you could argue that philosophy is a superstition of its own, believing that shunning rituals brings better luck. Either way, from those who carry pennies to those who fear them, the aim is the same. Avoid angering Lady Luck and quietly stack the odds on race day. What's the strangest racing superstition you've ever heard of? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to see what else is out there. Thank you for watching the NASCAR Explainer.